The C-sharp major prelude is a highlight in an already illustrious collection of pieces. It is just bathed in these rich thirds, major, minor thirds, right from the beginning through the end, constant thirds, which is one of the cornerstones of the Well-Tempered Clavier, as we've talked about before. But more than that, it is eminently danceable. A little curiously, Meredith, Little, and Natalie, Jenne don't identify this prelude with any Baroque dance. I guess it's not that curious because if you really analyze the prototypical rhythms of the dances, this is pretty different. And nevertheless, I find this prelude to be like a prototype in a couple of ways, different ways actually, to dance in three. From this almost like polka rhythm, I don't think of it as polka, I think of it as Romanian muzică lăutărească. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. To right at the beginning, this boom, 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 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, very skipping, very lilting. Or this middle section, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Very cool, just eminently danceable again. It's also the rare prelude that doesn't have a clear theme, and also, especially for Bach has multiple pedagogical elements. If there is a theme, I guess it would be this dancing in three, these various ways that you can dance in three. And as for the pedagogical elements, the technical difficulties here, I identify four of them. Right from the beginning is arpeggios, having very nice arpeggios. There's a couple of other places as well. And then it launches into tremolos, very nice, clear, clean. Tremolos. Scales, very fast scales. All of there's these turnarounds where they go like I feel like these very fast, scaly sections. And then playing on the offbeat, I talked about the polka, muzică lăutărească stuff. So in this section, you got a beat, and then playing right on the offbeat. So in this episode, let's talk about these different pedagogical technical elements, talk about how to practice them, and then really tie them to how that relates to dancing in three. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then at the end of the episode, just for like less than a minute, I'm going to demystify a little bit of the harmony, because I mean, you look at this page and there's like multiple measures with double sharps in them. So it's really not that hard. It's just that it's in the key of C sharp. So we'll talk about that for a little bit. All right, let's dig into it. Okay, the first thing, the tremolos. Let's talk about the tremolos, and I guess the arpeggios as well. But really, let's focus on the tremolos a bit more. But it's kind of the same feel. In fact, one of the themes we'll see in this entire piece for practicing almost anything is to root yourself in the pulse of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So as you're practicing this beginning, in the left hand, actually emphasize 3. Do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. These tremolos have to be very, as I said, clear and clean. You don't want to be very messy with them. You want them to be very, again, metronomical is not the right word. You want them to outline the pulse. So if you're verbalizing the pulse, the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, or playing the left hand like this, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, you force yourself to ground yourself into the pulse of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and it forces your tremolos to be, again, to outline that pulse. Very similar thing happens for the scale sections. So between all of these arpeggios and tremolos, there's this turnaround. And especially when the hands get together, at tempo, it's pretty difficult. Again, force yourself to feel the pulse. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Practice slowly, but always to feel the pulse. Bop, 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 bop. I kind of lost the pulse a bit. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. So I'll keep saying this over and over again. Feel the pulse, ground it in your bones. Feel it constantly, non-stop, always be dancing to that pulse of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and make sure that the notes that you're playing fall into that pulse. Now, in both of these sections, with scales and arpeggios and tremolos, fingering becomes very, very important. For example, the fingering that I like to use here as awkward as it is for me to have the fourth finger raised above the third finger, as we've talked about before, I really find it necessary to use 4, 3, 2 here, which lets me do 3, 2, 1 here, and then get to the 4 on this E sharp, so that I can do. Now this is just a fingering that works for me, but the point is to try to get a fingering where you're not moving your hand too much in the keyboard, out the keyboard, so that it moves as little as possible, because the piece is so fast. It's even more important here on the left hand. 1, 2, 3. Here's what I do. With the thumb here, I immediately switch to the third finger so that I can start with the thumb on this section, or this scale section. And because I start with the 1 here and the 3 on the G sharp, my hand is already poised for this arpeggio. Just another quick fingering thing, as you're going from the arpeggio to the tremolo, you're gonna need a very light fifth finger here. And a very light fingers really everywhere as you're moving from this shape of the arpeggio to whatever shape you use for these tremolos. So fingering, very important. One of the few pieces where I really recommend finding a fingering that works and just nailing that down. And the middle scale section, again, very important. I find it important to use the fourth finger at the end of all of these little sections so that I can more quickly, more easily reach the next section. Fourth finger, watch it here as well. Fourth finger so that I can get here. Right, difficult, work on the fingering, lock it down. And then the most interesting section for me is this, what I call the polka section, is or the musica lăutărească, again, the Romanian lăutar music. Whoops! Same idea of playing on the upbeat very often, like reggae as well, but much faster. So with this section, with the polka section, what's really important, again, is to feel, first of all, to feel that downbeat, this pop, 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 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Forget about the upbeats for a second, and really ground yourself in this pulse. Another example where you need very good arpeggio technique. This is not easy to do staccato. Again, look at the fingering. I try to move my hand as little as possible. And once you've felt this pulse and really locked it in, what I suggest is to work on using chords first, instead of the way it's written. Really bounce on these chords. Always feel the pulse. Again, chords. I find it very hard at this speed to play only the upbeats and still have it be on the upbeats. If you're going a little slower, pop, pop, bump, bump, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. This I can do, but if you're going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, I'm lost. I'm not that good like the really good polka players, really good lowatari. I'm sure they can do it, especially accordion players. So I find it very difficult to practice this part at speed without first having this downbeat, this pulse really locked down. But lock down on that pulse, try it with chords, and then work on the waist rate and over here. I noticed that with chords I found it pretty easy, but as soon as I tried doing just a single thumb, it got a little harder. And the reason is because I was moving my hand too much. You'll notice that if I'm just bouncing on this chord, my hand isn't moving very much. You want the same sort of motion just with the thumb. And once you get that down, add in the first note, the one that is on the downbeat. You'll notice the difficulty here is you're throwing in something on the downbeat while playing a lot of the upbeat. So be very careful, be very aware of the fact that you're gonna play 3 notes in very quick succession because you've got the upbeat, downbeat, upbeat. Okay? I practice like this a lot. Feel the rhythm, and then throw in on the downbeat. Again. Let's switch chords. Nice. Whoops. There it is. Kind of got lost there. In the next section as well, this I have to practice a bit slowly if I'm just practicing the offbeats, because again I can't play at tempo with these very, very fast offbeats. If I'm grounded in the pulse, it's a little easier. And again, the left hand, that pulse is the most important part. Always, always, always feel that pulse, and the rest will kind of fall into place. I think I've said that in, I think, literally every single episode about the Bach preludes, which is the truth. Okay, very difficult, I have to say that. I mean, I kind of feel forced to say this. We're getting to the point where the pieces that we're playing, they moved from right before being out of my comfort level to right after my comfort level. I can still play these pretty well, and there's times when they come out quite decently, in my opinion, for my taste. But this is difficult. You need to play very fast, consistently for over the course of, what, like a minute or something, and pretty loudly, and you've got all these different techniques over here. But again, I recommend just, if you can concentrate and just stay locked into the pulse and practice the way we practiced here, it should come out without too much of a hitch. All right, let's finish with just a tiny bit of harmonic analysis, our old friend. Well, unfortunately, my phone overheated, so we're going to do this part a second time. What I want to say is that the harmony is really just a bunch of 1, 4, 5, 1s. It's just that we're moving very quickly between keys. It's actually very similar to the D major prelude by Chopin. So right at the beginning, we're starting in C sharp, stupid key of C sharp. We've got our thirds with the tremolos, blah, blah, blah. Okay, and then what happens? We go here. This is clearly a G sharp. So this is our 5 chord, a dominant. And then back to C sharp, our 1 chord. But then what happens here? We clearly landed on G sharp, but how did we do that? Think of it like this. Think of it that we've already moved to the key of G sharp once we started doing this. Okay, so we started on C sharp, and then sure enough, we move here, which is our 5 chord, but already think of it rather as the 1 chord in our new key of G sharp. So in that context, we're on the 1 chord, we go to the 4 chord, this is C sharp, and then we go to the 5 chord, which is D sharp, which brings us to the 1 of G sharp. Go through that again slowly. It's really not that difficult. We're doing 1, 4, 5, 1s moving between keys. This happens everywhere, everything, even in this middle section with all these stupid double sharps. If you look at it closely, the chords are pretty clearly sketched out. And you'll notice that that is all you're doing. You're starting in one key, you go to the 5 chord of that key, but that 5 chord actually becomes the new 1, and then in that new 1, you're doing a 1, 4, 5, 1. Okay? Everywhere, that from the beginning to the end, that is pretty much it. So just go through it slowly, and you will sketch out, look at the chords that get sketched out by these notes, and you will notice this pattern everywhere, and it'll be that much easier to just get it in your head. Okay, hopefully my phone didn't overheat over the course of 2 minutes. I really need to get a dedicated camera, unfortunately. Let's play the piece. I hope you enjoyed this. Well, I've already played the piece. Again, I start playing these before the episode nowadays because they're pretty difficult. So hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed the prelude. And see you in the next episode. Have a good one.